Game Gods! Back again with another video. Game Gods Universe in the house. So, today I want to talk to you fellas, about something very, very, very important. It's about teamwork. And if you're not part of a team, you are going to die. So let's talk about this. I mean, that's a goddamn dramatic statement, right? I mean, if you don't belong to a team, you're gonna die. It's like that. It is like that. And let's get into it a little deeper. Why is that the case? What about this loner status that people like to do? What about this antisocial social club type shit that people like to do? What about this I can do it alone crap that people like to perpetrate and claim that they can do? Well, if you look at not even just the most successful people, but people who are highly successful or even reasonably goddamn successful, they're not doing it themselves. But let's talk about you, since you think that you can do shit alone, or since you do want to be part of a team but you're not out there becoming part of a team. Well, what is it that you can do? And why is it that you're gonna die so goddamn dramatically if you don't become part of a team? Well, here's how things play out. If you're not part of a team, then you're gonna die like a little bitch. It's gonna be very lackluster. It's not gonna be epic. You're not gonna die fighting a bear. You're not gonna die fighting a dire wolf. You're not gonna die battling a pack of lions. No one's gonna remember your name. The way you're gonna die is gonna be very, 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 very lackluster. It's gonna be lame. It's gonna be the way a side character dies in some shitty anime. You're gonna die because you got poisoned by eating the wrong fruit. You're gonna die because you got a infection from a scratch in your back that you couldn't reach around to tend to. You're gonna die because you fell in a hole that's not terribly deep, but it's too slick for you to crawl out of. And every time you throw the rope that you have prepared with you, because you're prepared for all circumstances, there's nothing for it to latch onto, and there's no one on the other end to grab it. You're not gonna die fighting something. We all know that you can fight something. We all know that you can fight something that others would think is too strong for you or that you couldn't stand up to because you've made it this far. But you're going to die lame because that's how those who are alone die. Alone and lame to some bullshit that is easily avoidable if you have the right help. Now, let's take this a little bit closer to what you deal with in your day-to-day. And before you go, Connecticut, everyone's going to die. Listen here, you uneducated little bitch. Science is working very, very hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Look up a little thing called CRISPR. Engineering is on the forefront. We're coming up on that. And those who are not broke are going to be around for a long time. Unlike you, who are broke and without any support. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand. So, the things that are going to kill you are going to be things that are easily avoidable for a team. Instead of trying to be the main hero or the solo hero, you can be one of the heroes and have longevity, have money, have success, and overcome the bullshit that inevitably will pop up for each and every one of us. That's just much easier to deal with, and sometimes even menial to deal with when you have a team around you. For instance, you have a great product. You have some great products. Maybe you're drop shipping, maybe you made it, maybe you source it. You do everything alone because that's just how you get down, including the goddamn website. And so your website ends up being slow to load. It ends up being hard to navigate, and it ends up looking like a website from 1997. No one is going to put their credit card in that shit. And thus, your great idea is going to go relatively unknown to the world. Great idea or product or whatever it may be. Let's say you do come up with a product and you end up being successful. Well, you just handle all your own shit. Maybe that's just how you roll, and maybe you just don't trust people. Or maybe you just are a control freak. Take it from your friendly neighborhood narcissist over here. I like being in control, but delegation's goddamn important. So even though you have something that's widely received and garnered as good, the customer service reports start coming in. Inevitably there's issues and people have questions. And guess what? You're slow as fuck to get around to all of them. You're not slow. You're answering as many as you can, but you're only one person. And thus the people who have to wait, it feels like it's a goddamn eternity. You get negative reviews, your shit fails. Congratulations, loner. You did it again. You dropped the ball because you didn't have anyone to help you carry it. These are just some examples of just day-to-day things that can fuck you over. Maybe something happens and you just happen to have one other person with you, and together you can brainstorm for ways out of it. That's a team. That's not the team, but it's a team. And a team is better than just you. Trust me. Now, if you can become part of a team, then there's several of you. You can bounce great ideas off each other. There's people there to tell you when an idea is shitty. You can present ideas that are probably shitty and will get shot down, and ideas that are also probably great that no one else there thought of. And thus your group can prosper. You can move forward in the right directions together. As men, you operate in packs. You operate in tribes, groups. The lone one dies to the wolves. It is your job as a man to be the wolf. If you're running around just trying to scrape through life by yourself, you're just rushing towards your inevitable demise. Or maybe even not rushing. You might even be finding shit very, very hard and you don't know how to make it better. And then just one day you hit the fucking wall you can't get over. And that's it. Maybe you end up taking yourself out because life is too tough. Or maybe you end up working at Walmart till you're fucking 67. But if you have a team, if you have just a few people like-minded working towards the same goals, then you can get out of so much shit that will bury someone else, that will bury your former self even. Now that we established how bad you do need a team, trying to be a goddamn loner out here, getting buried in these streets, let's talk about how to get a team. You, number one, do not need to be the team leader. There's too many chiefs, not enough Indians in every category. Everybody thinks they can do it. They don't want to listen to somebody who has a great idea. Then they go off and do it. They fucking fail, and they never come back to the group, or the group wouldn't accept them back because of the way that they left. Just shut the fuck up. The best thing you can do right now is shut the fuck up. Find a group that is going the direction that you want to go and contribute to it. Win together, not alone. There's almost 10 billion people on the planet. If everybody just runs out and tries their own shit, how do you think that's going to turn out? Now, let me ask you an important question. Can you name the people who helped Bill Gates start Microsoft? Or Elon with Tesla? Can you even name one? You probably can, okay? So, if you're just glory hungry, then you might find second place a hard place to be. But I tell you what's a harder place to be. You already know it. It's last place, you dumb motherfucker. So listen. Second place is an amazing place to be, especially when you're on a winning team. Be the Scottie Pippen. Not everybody needs to be Jordan. There's no point in having 10 billion Jordans running around. Find someone who has a vision, the drive, and the package to lead a successful team, and then join that team. If by happenstance You think that's you after a long, hard look in the mirror and knowing how much work it's going to take to try to wrangle in and manage a bunch of people. Then I guess have at it. But something tells me that at the age you're at right now, you already know what it is you are good at and what it is you are bad at. Improving the things that you're bad at, but don't just try to overcome them at night. Join a team tomorrow and work on your weaknesses. When you have a team, you can overcome a lot of things because people have different weaknesses and different strengths. The more of them or more of you there are, the more likely there is that the gaps or the holes in your network or your personality or in your ethics or in your plan are going to be filled. Maybe somebody's really, really book smart, so they know how to get tax breaks for your businesses and do all sorts of cool shit. Maybe somebody's a fucking great speaker. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that can be the face or one of the faces that reach out to the public through social media. Maybe somebody's good at programming. You hate math. You don't like that shit. You don't like streams of code and text. But guess what? There's a certain type of person out there who loves that shit. If they're in your team, how do you think your website looks now? Be part of something great. Now, that we understand that you do need to be part of something great, how do you get there? See, we already covered the fact that there's a lot of motherfuckers out there like you right now, thinking that they can do it, or thinking that they can struggle through it, even though it's tough. They're like, fuck it, I'll manage this shit. Yeah, it'd be great if there were more people here. I know I would like to be part of the team, but fuck it. No, fuck you. And your idea, because nobody's going to know about it because it's going to fail. In fact, it may not even come to any type of fruition. The greatest idea that no one knows of is not an idea, but just a thought living in your mind. The thoughts you have don't matter until other people know about them and recognize them. So, how do you get a team so that that can happen? How do you get a team that's going your direction or believes in something you believe in so that you can hop on it and even though it's not your idea, benefit from it and contribute from it with pride and with honor? Because just joining some team just so you can like hop in their coattail, that's some bullshit too. They can kick you out eventually. Everybody knows a straggler or a freeloader when they see one. How can you be different? Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, how can you find a team? Well, if you have enough friends, which you probably don't, welcome to the 2010s and up. People don't like to go outside. Your closest friend is probably on Xbox or PlayStation or fucking PC somewhere. Well, that sucks. Howsoever, most men do play games. And if you play video games, then you're already ahead of the curve. If you play games like Call of Duty or cooperative PvP games other than Call of Duty, no matter what it is, Naraka or something else, then you are literally halfway there. You're 50% of the way there. You're doing it. If you are more of a RPG single player person, then you're 15 to 25% of the way there. And if you don't play games at all, then I don't know what to tell you. You're a boring motherfucker and probably nobody wants to hear from your ideas. You're not fun. Even if you play a single player game, there's one thing that you understand. It's teamwork. And you don't get that from the game itself so much. But you get it from the characters involved in the game. If you play an RPG, what's the first thing you're looking forward to doing? Getting the people you like in your party. That's right. Even the hero needs heroes. So listen up. You need to be part of a community. If you can find one physically in your area, if you live in a big enough city, you can hop on maybe something like Meetup and maybe find some like-minded people, whether you're into day trading, crypto, maybe online stores, or even trying to get a physical store. Maybe you like making content, kind of like the content you're watching right now. You can find other people who are looking to do that and are at, near, or somewhat above your level. And if you're not trying to run the show, if you come to them to contribute, they'll be more than happy to have you. You know why? Because all these dumb fucks, probably like you before you watch this video, are trying to also run the show. And no one needs more people running the show. They need help. Kind of like you need help. So be that person's help. Be that team's help. Be that group's help. And you will move with them up through life, rather than just trying to do it on your own and get no guidance in place at all. 2, maybe you're in a smaller city, or maybe what you like to do isn't so accessible in groups, even with the online arena, to bring it all together in a real world setting. Well then, there are online groups for the things that you like. The problem with these people is dedication. Dedication normally sucks in these groups. These people are half serious, somewhat interested, and have no fucking drive. The cool thing about meeting up in real life is when someone shows up with their face, with their gas, with their ideas, with their pen and their papers, they're serious. On the flip side, anybody can just log into a chat room and be like, I have some ideas. Oh, there's going to be a cool movie. Let's make a fan film. Blah, 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 blah. I'm hitting the keyboard with my fucking face and mitten fingers. But when they show up, they mean it. So the problem you're going to have with online groups is dedication. People are going to put up their ideas first because it's really hard to establish a mutual respect to someone who's just a fucking screen name. If you are one of these groups, I would suggest having your picture as an avatar. Don't be some goddamn anime picture. What the fuck is wrong with you anime weebs and dweebs out there as your fucking avatars? Grow the fuck up. And this is from someone who doesn't want to grow the fuck up, but you grow the fuck up. Get a picture of yourself on there. You don't have to be handsome. I mean, genetics isn't in everybody's playbook, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? But what is in everybody's playbook is being sincere. And people need to know you're sincere if they're going to work with you. An anime profile picture? No. That says all sorts of things about you that we won't be getting into for this video. You don't need to show up with a LinkedIn. You don't need to have your own private website. If you have a portfolio of work or some ideas that you can share, then those are good things. Yeah, awesome. What's most important is that you show up and you appear to be as sincere as possible. I did the booby things. Boobs are pretty sincere, but that's for another video also. 2, what you can do is listen. When you first show up, listen. Not for weeks. Don't listen so long that you become complacent or shy. Get the fuck over that immediately. Introduce yourself, talk to people, but listen to the flow of things, what people want, and find out what you have that you can contribute. That's step 2. 3 is very simple. You need to find the people in the group who are as serious as you. And you can just do that by straight out saying that I'm looking for serious people to do X, and X. Maybe not that many X's. That might need a special website. You know what I mean. If you get these people, then you might have a smaller group within the group that's more serious. Because a lot of time with online groups, it's almost like everybody can just fucking join up. And, you know, people who have good intentions can be there. But intentions don't do shit. Actions do. So you need to find the people in the group who have actions or are able to do actions. A lot of people find themselves in a stalemate where they, like you right now, are looking for other people who they can collaborate with and make something happen. You can be that other people that they've been looking for, and they can be that other people that you've been looking for. So 1, was what? Show up? You paying attention? 2, listen. Find out where you fit in and what you can contribute. 3, find the serious people like yourself. Now, you say, all right, Kinetica, so I found a group in my area that meets up once or twice a week, or maybe even 2 or 3 times a month. I found an online group, and I found some people who really are serious. What do we do? It's going to be profound, but stop fucking around. Do shit with deadlines. Let everyone know what you can contribute and when you can have it done. And ask them when they can have their shit done. this is assuming you're not the leader, right? You showed up to a group. Obviously, most likely the people who started the group are pretty serious, and other people who just join in and kind of like, whatever. You know, I've been with acting groups and things like that, right? And the thing that you find is that people do have a passion for the culture, especially like anime, nerd culture, comic culture, these kinds of things, right? But when it comes time to doing it, people don't want to shift their work days around to make shit happen, you know? But you got to shift your life around to make dreams happen. If you don't make room for the dreams don't grow, and you stay working at your 9 to 5 like some little bitch. You don't like it, don't talk to me, talk to the universe, because that's how ambition works. So, you get deadlines in place. Even maybe the person who's running the group might be a little bit jaded. They might be a little bit tired of these motherfuckers who say they're going to do shit and never do. Somebody who starts a project for a couple weeks, but then life comes up and they put the project on the back burner. Now they're working at Walmart, keeping everybody else working at Walmart in the group by not being someone who can come through with shit. The group leaders heard it before. The team leaders heard it before. If you have been a team leader of anything, you've heard it all before. So just show them. Don't just say it, but show them the deadlines you can reach. And don't push yourself beyond your capacity, because you'll just fail and look like another fraud. Be realistic with your turnarounds and the things you can contribute, and then fucking deliver. And also, like I said before, ask others when they can have their shit done, even if you're not the group leader. That holds them accountable. Your group leader should spring to life. A lot of time, group leaders are afraid, online worlds at least, are afraid of pushing people because they're just happy to have you there, happy to have you doing something. But they don't need you doing something. They need you breaking the shit down, getting it done is what they need. But they don't want to push you away because, you know, nobody's getting paid right away because it's a project in the works. They're like, oh, you know, why? You know, they're not getting paid. I can't push them too hard. Fuck yes, you can. If they want to be part of the group, if they have something to contribute, then they should be happy to be getting pushed, because that means other people around them are getting pushed, and that means shit's going to get done. You can do that pushing lightly when you join the group. It will be appreciated by your team leaders, and it will actually get shit done. Now, here comes the tough part. It's actually bringing it to fruition, right? That's what I mean by pushing people. Once you get everybody with their deadlines, you have to check up on them, obviously politely, but you have to show your dedication so that it can be somewhat infectious to the other people in the group. And with any luck, especially if it's an online group, something will come out of it. Even if it's you finding 3 or 4 other people who are fucking as serious as you, if not even more serious, and doing some real shit. But ideally, it would be real shit in that group. But depending on the team leaders and the leadership of the group and their dedication, you might be better off with the members that you meet inside the group. It just all depends. But the point is that you walk away with a team that you can make something happen with. The other thing that you also need to do is have face-to-face calls with people. Not fucking anime pictures. People need webcams. They need to show up, they need to feel accountable, and they need to be accountable. These things do help. Now, let's say that you do get a team, that you are working with the team. What's next? Well, grow your team as needed. If none of you have the skill set to promote online whatever it is that you're doing and you want people to see it, find somebody who's good at SEO. Find somebody who's good at social media account management. Maybe you're the firecracker of the group and you're just amazing in front of a camera, but you're not exactly an expert at getting it in front of thousands of people's eyes. Well, somebody behind the scenes who can do that could be invaluable. So find out what you need and what you're looking for and make that shit happen. And the great thing about what I'm telling you now as far as being part of a team is that this applies to any type of thing that you become invested in. It applies to anything that you set out to do. Even going to the gym. You want some fucking muscles to get the babes wet? Well, you're gonna have to get out there and do it. And if you have a teammate who can hold you accountable on the days that you're feeling a little wishy-washy, on the days where the donuts you ate before are starting to plague you, well, that can help you get in several dozens, maybe even 30 or 40 extra days a year at the gym. And that would be a huge change in your physique. Just off of having somebody going, hey man, thought we were going today. What's good? And you can be, you don't want to be a little bitch. You don't want to be like, oh, well, I ate donuts, I got a tummy ache. Oh, wasn't in my diet. You can be like, all right, man, give me an hour. I'm running a little bit behind. And then you're going to show up at the gym, get your shit in. It doesn't just apply to business. It doesn't just apply to the gym. It applies to anything you want to do. And round circle that shit back to the games that we play. I've been playing a lot of Naraka lately. And just like other battle royales, Naraka has a solo mode, but I don't play solo modes in video games because it's a loner shit. I like teams. I like having someone to bounce energy off of. I like having the power and the focus that you get and the energy that you get from being with a team. When you have a team and you guys aren't fucking around, when you are serious, there is so much energy, so much power that you feel just from showing up. You feel purpose. And that's something that you don't just get waking up by yourself every morning. Join the team, gentlemen. That's been the video of the day. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll answer a few of them or maybe even bring them up in a future video. The best thing you can do for me and this channel and for yourself, because let's face it, you're not hearing this a lot of other places, okay? The best thing you do is obviously subscribe, right? You don't need me to tell you to hit the fucking button and the bell. I think you know what to do by now. You've been on the internet before. 2, share the video. You're out there on the internet clicking shit anyways. If you're on Reddit or some, I don't know, other platform, there's a lot of them out there. Share the video with your friends. Maybe even just make a post about it so other people can see it. Make sure that this information isn't just information that you see. Make sure other people see it, because the more that other people see it, the more content I'll make, and that's going to help you too. And lastly, make sure you show up for the next video, because your improvement doesn't just end with 1 video or 2 videos. It's an ongoing thing for many, 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 many years. That's how you get strong. You don't start and quit. You start and you never stop. God Kinetica, Game God Xenoverse.com. GG Xenoverse, baby. I'll see you in the next video, and I'll be making them as long as you're watching. God Kinetica, out.